Hello, welcome back to a new video, girl. Y'all have already read the title, so you already know I'm about to just jump through this. I'm gonna jump to this because I don't really have an intro. So girl, this happened a couple weeks ago where I had a dream. This dream, y'all cannot tell me a damn thing. It was from God. I'm telling you, this dream was from God. So I had this dream a couple weeks ago where so I have no family in the United States. All my family is in Cuba. So I just say that because I never really had a dream of my family in Cuba. I never really had, it's very rare occasions like when I'm thinking about them or whatever, but you know, they don't live here. I can't easily just contact them, and yeah, so just to put that in perspective. But this dream started off, it was with, I have two little cousins. They're younger than me. They're two girls. And I had this dream, and it started off that we were like in this truck. Like, it's kind of like how I was kind of seeing things like in third perspective. Like if I was like a spirit myself and I was like looking at the things around. And I saw this in third perspective, and they were in this truck. It was three people in the back of the truck, and those three people in the back of the truck were my two cousins, and I cannot remember what the third person was, but this about to get weird. This about to get, you about to be like, girl, what the hell? But basically my it's not funny, my cousin, the oldest one out of the two, she basically got a gun and she shot herself. Girl, you might be like, girl, what? That was not God. Trust me, I thought the same. It was. So basically that happened, and then I wrote this down, so because it's a lot of information. So espérate. Starting out my cousin Kim's house. Oh yeah, so boom. So you know how dreams, like, you know, they jump around. So later, then I was in this little house. Like, it just boom, it just went to that scene to the next. So I was in this little house. And this house, basically, imagine like it was like, how do you say, imagine it's like your living room, right? Imagine it's like a living room, and there's just two doors, and one room is where I was sleeping, and there was this oh girl, I forgot, hold up. So basically in the dream there was my two cousins, and then this blonde girl who was like adopted from my uncle. And in the dream, she was adopted, and she was like this blonde girl. She looked like she was from like Germany or something. So then we're in this little house. I'm sorry, I am nervous, girl, because this is crazy. This is so crazy to me. But basically we're in this little house, and I'm sleeping. So you know, my two cousins in the dream, they passed away, my two cousins. So I'm just with this little, I'm with the little girl, the blonde girl. So I'm sleeping in the same room as her, and then there's a whole other room. The second door is a whole other room where like my parents are sleeping there, and both my uncle and aunt are sleeping there. So it's like all four of them in that one room, and I'm with this other, and I'm in the other room with the little girl. So I'm like laying in the bed or whatever, and I see the little girl, she starts acting weird. Like she starts acting possessed. So I was like, all right, girl, you acting weird. Like she was like talking to herself. She would just kind of just sit up sometimes and just stare off. And I was just like, I'm gonna go snitch on you. So I went to my parents and my uncle and my aunt, and I went to their room, and I was telling them like, bro, there's something wrong with the girl, I don't think I remember even mention a name or anything. I was just saying there's something wrong with her, like come and look, and you know, come and see. And there was really something wrong with her. They were annoying. They were ignoring me. They weren't listening, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, girl, come and look, like look, come see. And basically I tried to go back to my room in the dream, and I couldn't push the door open. Like it was like, imagine you're pushing, but the person on the other side is pushing as well. They're like, they don't want you to come in. Like imagine with somebody actually pushing. So I had to literally, like in the dream, I had to like push, girl. And it was a little open. It was like a little peak like this. And I saw the girl, the blonde girl. She was literally looking up. Like she was looking up to like this tall I mean, I didn't know it was a spirit yet because I couldn't see it, but she was looking up like at something. It was like 6 foot, probably taller than 6 foot to be honest. But she was just looking up like in the like with just air, whatever. Like I didn't see anything, but I was just like, all right, she's like for sure, like there's something for sure like going on, and especially that I couldn't even open the door. Like I had to literally push my whole force into it to actually open it like this. And then I go back to my parents and my uncle and aunt's room, and I was just like, bro, like y'all not like look at her, like she is like getting, there's something not right, like look at her. And basically when I turn around, I see that she is possessed. Like her face, this little girl's face looks so disformed, and it was just so disturbing. And the crazy part throughout this whole dream is I wasn't really scared. It was just more so uncomfortable. Yet this is probably the most disturbing dream I've ever had that I can actually think of, and y'all gonna see why it's so disturbing. So basically, yeah, the girl, she had her face like extremely disformed, and she was walking towards me, and I was like backing up. I was like, girl, what's going on? And I was backing up, but it was freaky. So then all of a sudden, like I got like a vision. Like I got a vision out of nowhere, and in that vision it was telling me what was the goal of this evil spirit that was trying to get to my cousins in the dream and to this little girl. And I had a vision that basically his plan was to use these little girls. He would possess these little girls to kill the rest of the family. This sounds like a scary movie, but I swear to God, like this is real. And basically, yeah, it was just a dream, yeah. The goal of the spirit was to possess these little girls and to kill the rest of the family. So then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that makes sense to why my cousin in the beginning of the dream, because she didn't want to hurt the family. She didn't want to hurt everybody else. She just ended it herself. So so then that I had that little vision, and this is all in the dream. I had that little vision, and then I can't, like I said, you know how dreams, like you can't really, it's like kind of just like cutscenes, like doom, 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 doom. So then all I remember I saw after that was this like vampire looking spirit, like literally just looking me in the eyes, like we were face to face, and he was just looking at me, and he literally, like, it just, imagine a vampire, literally just a vampire. It looked, it looked human, but you knew it wasn't a human. Does that make sense? Like I hope I don't sound crazy, and I hope I'm making sense of this, but it looked human, but it just didn't, something was off. Like you knew, like, girl, you look human, but you ain't a human. Like, and it had like the vampire, like the vampire teeth and everything. So then boom, I wake up from the dream, and I'm over here thinking like, girl, I need to get like a cleansing or something, because I'm over here thinking like, bro, the demon, like I really thought, I didn't think this was a dream from God. I was like, this dream is really like from like a demon, like what the hell. And this is when I realized the dream was from God. So when I woke up, I told my parents about this, because this was serious. I was like, all right, excuse me, I told my parents about this dream. I didn't think much of it though. I was just like, because sometimes I'd be having like crazy ass dreams like that, which is wrong. I'm telling you right now, the dreams, please, for people who are watching this right now, please listen to your dreams, because your dreams really, like a lot of your dreams, like God talks to you through dreams. And like dreams, they're kind of just like, imagine like this portal to spirits, and he talks to you a lot through your dreams. So especially if you remember the dream, because I know sometimes you have dreams and you wake up and you're like, what was that? I can't even remember a single thing. But if you remember the dream, probably 9 out of 10 is from God. I'm telling you right now, even if it's something so weird and like creepy like that. So yeah, I told my parents, didn't think much of it, and I was hesitant to even tell my uncle and aunt in Cuba, because I just didn't want them freaking out, especially like the beginning of the dream where, I didn't want them freaking out, so I didn't really tell them. But my dad actually eventually told my uncle and aunt, because he was talking to them on the phone, and he eventually told them. I didn't know any of this till like 2 days later. 2 days later, after I told them about the dream, my parents, like, they were telling me like, hey, we told them about your dream, like we told your uncle and aunt about your dream. And girl, this thing, it's so basic. Where do I even start? All right, so they basically first told me that they've seen, so my aunt, she has seen a spiritualist person, and basically that spiritualist person told her that you might be losing one of your children. She really said you might be losing one of your children, which is, you know, my little girl cousins. She's like, you might be losing one of your children, and probably eventually all of you would be, you know. So girl, I was like, what the hell. So then, and it doesn't stop from there. So she was telling my parents as well that in that house, so let me remind you, that house that they live in right now, there's a lot of evil spirits in it. There's various different spirits in that house. And basically my aunt was telling us that the youngest cousin, my youngest one, so there's the older one and the youngest one, my youngest one, she had a dream where she was laying in bed. I can't remember it like completely, so if I'm saying it like all butchered, like, y'all get the point though. But she was laying in her bed, and there was this doll like sitting in the corner of her bed, just like talking to her or whatever. And she felt so like uncomfortable around that doll. She didn't like the doll at all. She felt so uncomfortable and scared. And then, oh, let me remind y'all, because this is going to be important, my mom's mom, my grandma, because I have two grandmas obviously, my mom's mom, she passed away a couple years ago. But she, like, you know, she wasn't an evil person at all. She had good spirits. She was a religious woman. She was really into that Bible, into God. So when she had that dream with the little doll, she heard my mom's voice. And she literally heard her voice, and she was in the voice the voice of my mom's mom said, do not be scared, because I'm talking to you through this doll. Huh? Girl, I was like, that is a demon. I don't care what no, because you know, demons, they get the voices that you are most comfortable with, that you love, people that you love that passed away. They get those voices, not even passed away sometimes, but they imitate voices. And especially when it's said, do not be scared, because I'm talking to you through this doll. What do demons do? Tell me, what do demons? Don't demons possess things? Don't demons talk to you through something? Let me know. Let me know if I'm bugging. Let me know if I'm bugging. Bro, that was a whole damn demon trying to talk to her, especially that she felt so scared and uncomfortable. So that was the first thing, our first like dream that they was having. And then she also told my parents, so I don't remember which cousin it was. So I have other cousins who are older than me. They're both boys. And so basically, I don't know, so there's a cousin that's older than all of us, older than me and my brother. And then there's one that's the same age as my brother. And so I can't remember which one it was. But one of my cousins, my boy cousins now that are older, one of them, I guess they slept over one time at their place, at my uncle and aunt's place. And they literally had a dream. They were sleeping. They were in the room. Like, imagine it's like a normal, like, you wake up, like, imagine you're sleeping in this room, and in that dream you wake up in this room, like, you feel like it's real. So in his dream, he woke up and he saw something like crawling up the walls, and I couldn't, because they said it was something black. So I don't know if they meant like a shadow that was black or a black person, and I'm gonna get to that soon, because you're gonna see why I don't know if they meant that or by a black person. But basically they saw like them crawling up, like imagine like that corner right there, they're like crawling up, and the thing had like fangs. It had fangs, just like the vampire I saw in my dream. It had fangs, and it looked at my cousin. Child, it didn't really have like I said, they didn't really explain that too much. I don't know if it had a face. I don't know if it was just a shadow. I don't know like if it looked human. I don't know what it like. I don't know. but that's basically what they kind of told me. So I was like, oh my, this can't be real. This is how I knew this was a dream from God. Y'all cannot tell me God is not real. What the, who would have, like, I know some your dreams are made up of like your own worries, your stress, like your own mind sometimes, but who, like I said, they don't live here, so I don't really know what's going on in their lives. Like, they live over there. I don't know what is going on, and they live over there, like in Cuba. I don't know what's going on. Who would have, I don't be watching, I've stopped watching scary movies for like, ever since my journey with God. I've stopped watching scary movies. I've stopped watching scary videos, and I used to be a fan of like scary stuff, but I've stopped watching it completely. So I'm like, and it's just so much is matching up with my dream. Oh my gosh, how can I forget? There's another thing. The blonde girl I saw in my dream. The little blonde girl I saw in my dream, that little blonde girl's real. And over there in Cuba, like in their neighborhood, that little blonde girl's real. And I've never seen this blonde girl in my life. She is real, and they said that that little girl, she has, how do you say, she has like kind of just like a bad spirit on her. Like, she is just very negative, and she sometimes will talk to my cousins, stuff like that, but she has a bad spirit on her. So I was just like, child, this is literally from God himself. Like, who, like, why would I even be thinking about stuff like that? Like, I have no control over my dreams, you know? So I'm over here like, holy crap, bro, like, this is real. Like, this was literally a warning sign from God telling me like, hey, your family in that house, there is some evil dark spirits in that house. Evil dark spirits are lingering onto my cousins and lingering onto them. And I'm about to tell you right now, there was this one time, this is all from what I heard from my uncle and aunt, because obviously I'm not there, my parents aren't there, we don't actually know what's going on. So she was saying that one time, my youngest cousin, the littlest one, she, I guess, was looking, so because obviously I've been to their house before, I've been to Cuba before. So their house, it's like this like big, it's like a big house or whatever, one story, and if you go all the way to the back, they have their backyard is like, so you see that there's a patio, and the rest is like dirt, and like the rest is like, because they my uncle, he treats pigs and chickens and stuff like that. So in that part, like more back, so all right, hopefully I'm making sense. There's the patio, dirt, and then right here is like where the fence is, where it's all the animals and stuff like that. And then there's, if you look all the way more back, there's a whole bunch of other space over there. So my littlest cousin, one day, she was in the patio, and my aunt, she was outside there as well. And my little cousin was just like, who is that black man over there? And my aunt, like, she looked and she was like, girl, there's nobody there. And she was like, there's really a black man like right there. And she didn't see nobody. She did not see nobody. She was just like, what is going on? Like, what is she seeing? Like, she really did not see a person. And you know, usually with kids, spirits tend to attach more on kids because they're easier to get with, they're easier to control. So kids tend to see spirits more than adults. So then I think this black man of a spirit, he is actually attached to my uncle. This man is or spirit, he's not even a man, he's not real, is a spirit, it's an evil spirit. This evil spirit is attached to my uncle, because I remember my aunt also told us that the spiritualist, I don't know how to say those type of people, you know, she also mentioned how there is a black man attached, it was an evil spirit attached to my uncle, and it brings like very negative energy. And usually, I'm not gonna say, obviously I'm not gonna say anything on my uncle or anything, but usually basically every time my family goes there, because you know, I have two different types of families and they have different houses, so every time my other part of the family comes to my uncle's house, it doesn't matter if they're having a party, having a good time, they always end in a negative outcome, always end in an argument, always end in something, just always something negative afterwards. So girl, you already know what this means. Like, this is just crazy. I've been praying for them ever since. Like I said, this was a couple weeks ago. I've been praying for them ever since, because that is scary. That is so scary. Like, especially in Cuba, when there's a lot of people who have hatred in their hearts, and there's a lot of people who are all up in your business, like just gossiping about you and doing bad, like doing witchcraft on you and everything. Like, people in Cuba, I'm in the whole entire world, but I know especially in Cuba, majority of people there are very evil because of evil spirits in their hearts, the witchcraft and the hatred, and how it's communism over there. Like, it affects it's so much going on there. So it is so scary, and I just hope this video really does open your eyes to listen to your dreams. Listen to your dreams, especially if you can remember them. Listen to your dreams, because I'm telling you, they are from God. They are from God. Even if you don't have a relationship with him or you don't believe in him, God will talk to you, I promise you. Especially if you can remember it. If you can't remember it, I don't know. Like, obviously I'm not an expert of dreams. I'm just speaking this from all my experience. But I just hope this really does open your eyes, because it is, if God is real, demons are real. And it is so important to protect yourselves from these evil spirits, because it is no game. It is no joke. Spirits are real. They are real. If you don't believe me, one day you will find out. But I'm telling you right now, it's real. Stop focusing on worldly things and focus on how your spirit world is. Does that make sense? See what type of spirits are around you. I'm gonna make a video separately more in depth on that, but I really hope you guys do enjoy this video. You know, take some notes about this. All right, thank you so much, and hope you guys have a good day.